Hello everyone, my name is Lisa Straubing. Glad you guys could make it here tonight, but the directions I gave you on time. Anyway, so the purpose of my speech today is to inform my audience regarding the personal care that you can get at the Actual Pride Funeral Home. Death of someone you love can make you feel lost, alone, and unsure where to turn for guidance. The Actual Pride Funeral Home dedicates themselves to making each service a unique and special time of remembrance of those loved ones, honoring them and celebrating their life. Families may select a funeral home because it's close to home and it has served the family in the past, or it's been recommended by someone else that they trust. But limiting the search to just one funeral home may risk paying more than necessary for the funeral or narrowing their choices of goods and services. Today I will talk about where to turn to when there is a death in the family. Then examine how the Actual Pride Funeral Home dedicates themselves in providing loved ones with a service that will honor your loved one's life. And finally, how to choose a funeral home that best fits your family's needs. First, I'd like to share with you some consumer awareness and some legal obligations of funeral providers. Cobb and Kemp noted in 2007 at the Journal of Consumer Affairs, 42nd edition, this exhibit, provisions of the funeral rule, or misrepresentation that embalming is legally required is necessarily not true. Embalming without consent, misrepresenting that caskets is required to direct cremation, and then the consumer also has a right to choose the funeral goods and services they want. This is all very important information that you guys should know. When you're young, you don't think about death, but when it does happen, everyone's lost. You don't know what to do. So if a state or local law requires the purchase of any particular item, make sure that the funeral provider shows you the price list and reference to where the specific law is stated. In Exhibit 2 is an itemized prices that are required by the funeral rule. So if you want to glance at those and have any questions, I can answer any of your questions at all if you want to understand what any of that material means. In 2007, a statistical study of a population of 212 people between the ages of 21 years and 92 years gave a mean of standard deviation of the death of 55.7 years of age. I think now, 2013, 2014, it's even a higher age. We're just still seeing baby boomers just now starting to retire, so we're living a little bit longer now. This table shows you the percent of male and female deaths, the average income, the education, the marital status, the number of children per household, the percent of those that did or did not plan for their funeral, and an estimated cost of funerals. And now it's about $3,000 more as of 2014. Now that I have made you aware of the legal obligations of funeral providers and itemized a list of items that are supposed to be priced and statistics for funerals and a certain population, I would like to share with you some things about planning ahead. According to the Actual Pride Funeral Home website, this is updated in 1989. They share information about pre-need funeral planning and information needed for pre-need planning and funeral expense coverage. Now, this site explains how to select the type of funeral you want, the type of caskets or cremation urn, and personal information needed at the time of death. The website also shares you with regarding the wide variety of life insurance policies you can get through your insurance company. Also, you can find community resources on websites, and this will also help in your planning. So far, you have learned some basic points of pre-need funeral planning, funeral expense, life insurance, and other resources that you might not think about at the time of need. And now I'd like to share with you some cost factors. According to 2012, Money Magazine explains the high cost of saying goodbye to your family. Prices are a moving target, so you need to have an itemized price list from the funeral home, or you can get them from any funeral home. They'd like you to be in person. You can't just call and ask or request for prices. They want to see you in person. And you need to know your rights. And the funeral rule aims to protect you against any predatory practices. So when you lose a loved one, Baxter Pride Funeral Home has dedicated themselves to making each service a unique and special time of remembrance to those you've lost by honoring them and celebrating their life. I share with you today some legal obligations of the funeral provider, ways to plan ahead, and the cost you might incur. Baxter Pride Funeral Home have been serving families with professional service for over 100 years. And they dedicate themselves to making each service a unique special time of remembrance to your loved one by honoring them and celebrating their